Our speaker today is Good News Itiaba, and she will be talking on the topic communication skills. This is not just for business, but it's also for the workplace. So just the importance of communications and how to make sure that the information you're passing is properly harnessed by the receiver as well as the sender. It's going to be a wonderful session, I have to tell you that. Okay, so Good News Saba is a versatile professional with a multifaceted career spanning learning and development, operations, business, and human resources. She's not only a seasoned trainer, but also a successful entrepreneur. As the owner of the online food brand Ibom Aroma, her passion lies in supporting and empowering small businesses to thrive and grow. In her current role as HR at Net Factory, Good News has played a pivotal role in embracing the operational processes of numerous SMEs. Her valuable insights and guidance have not only boosted their capabilities, but have also created remarkable opportunities for these businesses to flourish. Good News possesses a keen eye for identifying untapped potential in individuals and businesses. She firmly believes in empowering and fostering growth in others. Her dedication to training, her entrepreneurial spirit, and her commitment to enhancing business operations makes her an invaluable asset to the professional and entrepreneurial communities. Okay, so let's give a warm welcome to Good News as she's going to be taking us through today's session.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good afternoon. If you can hear me, tell me you can on the comment section. Thank you, Noah, Ajimobi, Deborah, Oka. Amazing. Deborah, thank you. Ifelua, thank you very much. So it's actually an amazing time, or yeah, it's actually a great opportunity to actually be here to have this conversation with you. It's a very relevant conversation that everyone needs to know. It's a skill that a lot of people need to have. Even business leaders currently still have issues with this skill. So it might seem so simple, but trust me, there's a whole lot that you're going to be learning that you have not learned before, right? So I'll just want you to buckle your seatbelts and just ready to learn, right? Thank you so much. So like I said, we're discussing effective communication. How relevant in our lives as aspiring business owners, as professional, how well is it important? How important is it in our lives as students? How is it important is it in our lives as citizens of the country of Nigeria, let's face it, and even some of the countries that we belong to, right? So, hope you can all hear me. Hello, everybody. Hello.
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you.
We can hear you.
So we'll just go right in. Let's see what we can do in an hour, right? So for the purpose of this course, let's see what we'll be learning throughout this course. Permit me to just turn off my video for now. We're going to look at the components of communication, improving on verbal and non-verbal skills. We'll look at the 7 C's of communication. We'll do some exercises, and we'll have to actually this time we'll look at a case study to how somebody used communication effectively. Who's excited to unveil as you unveil this lesson? Who's excited? We're excited. Let me see you. Excited at the objectives that we're going to be covering for this course. No one is excited. Amazing. So we might need to just shut down. Who is excited? Thank you, Deborah. At least one person excited. Thank you very much. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right, so let's get right into it. So, what is communication? Communication is something that we all know about, but I think we stop to wonder what communication is, right? So, is anybody that would like to attempt? What is communication?
Can I try?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay. Communication is the process of passing information from one person to another.
Please repeat that again. You're sounding muffled.
Communication is the process of passing information from one person to another.
From one person to another. Quite amazing. Thank you very much for that. That is true. Any other person wants to add?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I would say that communication is effectively relating informations for another person's understanding or another as in a group's understanding of it. So effectively relating informations for understanding.
Amazing. So there's how you can actually pass information without person understanding. So understanding it. So thank you very much for that. So your ability to effectively now relate that information is what we understand by communication. Thank you very much. Any other person wants to try? Is there another person that wants to try? Any other person? All right. Let's just delve into it. So communication is a process by which information is exchanged through verbal, non-verbal, or written means, right? So there are different ways that communication can be passed across. It can be done verbally, it can be done non-verbally, and it can be done through a written means, right? So that's what that's what communication is about. Thank you for the last speaker who mentioned that communication is actually not enough until somebody is able, until they're able to pass across the information that you're looking to pass across. All right, so let's look at the little quote from Judge Bernard. Okay, Judge Bernard Shaw says that the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. So most of us actually witness it. If I wish that we actually had time, or maybe it was a physical session, would have done a little game of charade where you will notice that, where you will definitely notice that if I pass a communication to one person, before it definitely gets to the last person in the room or something, there'll be some kind of the information that was passed across will be distorted. So then how you think that you have actually passed across an information or an idea, but it actually never got to the final destination. The person might be sitting right in front of you, but it was not even paying attention. So that is a skill that we're trying to inculcate here. How do we ensure that the information we are passing across actually makes it to the receiver, or that the receiver is able to encode or decode what you have, the information you have passed across. So you will learn about that in the next few minutes, okay? So communication between two people involves transmitting and receiving information. So communication doesn't happen between just one person. It involves at least two or more people. So everything we say has three messages: what we said, what we meant, what the other person understood. So you see the reason why George Bernard Shaw said that the single biggest problem in communication is illusion that it has taken place. So you might actually encode your message, right? Or say something, but the way the person, other your receiver receives it is not what you actually meant. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Let me get responses, please. Hello?
Yes, we have.
All right. Okay, thank you. So you might actually have what's on your mind when you made that statement is not what the person got. It's not the information the person got. You understand? So when these things happen, we say that there's a miscommunication, right? So what we said, what we meant, and what the other person understood actually makes up what communication is. So oftentimes you will hear someone say, oh, this person can communicate so well. This person is so intelligent. They didn't actually know your grade in school. They don't know what you left school with, right? But just because of the fact that you're able to communicate well, they would say you're intelligent. Do you understand? So your capacity to communicate is often seen as an indicator of your ability and intelligence. This is the reason why you have to have this skill. It is very essential for everyone. Do we understand? So if you go for an interview, the person that is actually interviewing you may not actually see your results or whatever certifications that you have. It's your ability to communicate, your composure, the way you answer the question. That's what makes the person believe that, okay, this person is actually the best fit for the job, right? So I'd like to let you know that communication actually goes beyond how you articulate words, all right? Some people believe that, okay, when somebody knows how to speak the Queen's English, that person is a good communicator. That's not true. From here, we will see that it goes beyond that. A good communicator is a good listener, right? A good communicator knows how to encode his message the right way in such a way that the receiver is able to decode the true meaning of that message, what he himself intended to say, right? That's what makes a good communicator. A good communicator is one that is able to, is able to read the room, able to read his audience to know that, okay, this person is listening to me. I need to change tactics in the way, the method of communication to ensure that this person actually gets what I want to say. So those are the three things that makes up communication, right? So let's move on. I have another quote here by Stephen R. Covey. He says, "Seek first to understand, then to be understood." One major issue that people always have. You cannot say that you meant to say A, but what you told the person was B. As a good communicator, if you understand the point that you want to convey, then you know how to encode it in a message in such a way that the receiver will get exactly what you wanted to say. No mixed signals, no mixed messages, no ambiguity at all, right? So you have to, first of all, understand the information, the idea you want to pass across, so that your receiver can understand you effectively. I don't know if I'm making sense. I like your response, please.
Yes,
Hello?
you are.
Responses.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm reading amazing comments on the chat box. If you want to speak with me, you can always drop your messages on the chat box. I'm actually watching out for it. All right. So communication process. There's a process to communication. Some of us feel like communication ends at you sending a message and the receiver receiving it. No, that's not where communication ends. Communication begins when you have an idea, when you conceive an idea, when you have an information you want to pass across. That's where communication takes place. So communication is not just an act, it is an art, A-R-T. There is an art to communicating. That's what you're here to learn. So the sender has an idea and quotes the idea in a message. Might decide to do it through maybe phone call or email, right? Or speak face-to-face communication. That's the next stage. This is that message travels over a channel. And the next thing that happens is that the receiver decodes that message. We believe that that's where it stopped. No, it is always important to send back a feedback to the sender. So most of you are maybe working. Some of you might actually be aspiring to get into the professional world. Most of you are looking at starting businesses. And you have customers communicating with you through emails. You will definitely have colleagues and bosses communicating with you through emails. What do? When you receive an email, always ensure that you have sent back feedback. Even when you don't have, maybe the information doesn't require you to give additional information. Just simply saying, dear, whoever that person's name is, acknowledged, noted, received, thank you. That person feels appreciated. That person actually knows that, oh, my information actually got to that person. So now, how many of us had this bad habit of never, ever sending feedbacks when we receive emails? You never acknowledge your message. If you're that person, let me see in the comment section. You never acknowledge messages. Just be truthful. Yeah, Angela said feedback is always essential. Yeah. You're that person that never, ever acknowledges messages. Margaret says never. Oh, Margaret is guilty. All right, who else? Oh, yeah, I'm seeing people that a lot of us are acting very guilty. I'm guilty. Energy says I'm guilty. Evi says I'm guilty. Michael says I'm guilty. Hassan says feedback is very important. I give feedback on my email. Okay. All right. That's good, Hassan. Okay. All right. So let's get back to it. Thank you for your feedback, right? So now you know that whenever you receive an information, whenever you receive a message, always ensure you give feedback. Even when you're chatting, don't just read and say, okay, there's nothing else to say. And then you don't give the person's feedback. That the person you're speaking with will not feel appreciated, one. And secondly, the person will feel ignored. Always acknowledge. Tell the person noted, acknowledged. Just let the person know that you understood what that person said, right? So when you actually give feedback, something always happens. So if you give feedback, and maybe in that feedback, there's a question you're asking. What happens that the sender will also do what? Send you an additional feedback. Now, this last stage doesn't always happen, but it happens sometimes. Do you understand? This one is optional, but it is always important that if you get feedback from somebody that it warrants you to respond, please go ahead and respond. Okay? So that is it for communication process. Okay, Joy Osilaja said, I always do acknowledge, even when I receive emojis, I still send back one. Amazing. That's beautiful. Feedbacks are important in business. All right. So let's go back to something known as non-verbal communication. You see, I'm not really dwelling on verbal communication, right? I will say it again. Communication goes beyond knowing how to speak English. It means a whole lot of things. When you say non-verbal communication, it has to do with how you communicate, your ability to communicate without words, right? That's what non-verbal communication is. So that is another important aspect of communication that you all should know. First example of first way that you can communicate non-verbally is your facial expression, right? If you go for a virtual interview, they'll tell you turn on your camera. Why? They want to see a facial expressions while you're answering the questions. That will let them know if you are if you're not sure of your answers. Let them know if you're nervous or something. Your facial expression is one way that you can communicate. Your eye contact through body movements and gestures, posture, tone of voice. Just a minute, please. Tone of voice, muscle tension, and breathing. These are ways that you can communicate. And most of us communicate through these measures, and you never ever know you are communicating. Today, we'll learn how we communicate through these things and try as much as possible to curtail these things, especially if they are negative. From your tone of voice, I'll know if you are angry. From your tone of voice, I'll know that if you're empathetic towards me, right? From your muscle tension and breathing, I can know if you're nervous. Okay, from your posture, I can know if you're asking me to just get out of this place, I'm tired. You're slouching, right? I'm so sorry. Can you just leave us alone, right? I'll get to know it from your posture. From your posture, I get to know if you're actively listening to me. From body movements and gestures, right? I'll get to know if you are nervous. If somebody is maybe standing in front of a crowd and trying to give a speech, and the person is patting himself on the lap or something, or squeezing his fingers, I will know this person is actually nervous. The person is fidgeting, is embarrassed, right? Eye contact means you are engaging with me. Please mute yourself, please.
All this morning.
Whoever is speaking, please mute yourself. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that's it about nonverbal communication. Now let's look at this quote from Dr. Albert Merabe. What did he say about communication? Very important, please pay attention. He says that if words disagree with the tone of voice and non-verbal behavior, people tend to believe the tonality and non-verbal behavior. You see why I said that today I'm not concerned about how you speak, the way you speak, right? I'm not concerned about if you can speak English or not. That's not what I'm concerned about, right? I'm concerned about how you encode your message encode the message you're trying to pass across. I'm concerned about how all the elements of communication will match. So Dr. Albert Merabe here says that if your words disagree with the tone of your voice and non-verbal behavior, people will actually believe the tone and your non-verbal cues to the words that is coming out of your lips. So why do we have this? So there was a little research, and this is the outcome of that research, of that survey actually. They say that your words and the words and the verbal communication, right, constitutes only 7% in communication. Only 7%. Your body language constitutes 55% in communication. Your tone constitutes 38%. That is why when you speak to someone on phone, right, the communication cannot be as effective as the one you get when you get to see that person physically. Do you understand? So that's why someone will say one thing, but just looking at the way, how do you spot a liar? How do you even spot a thief? Is it not because of their tone? If their voice is shaking somehow, the body language? Do you understand? So Dr. Albert Merabe says that the words you speak is relevant, but not as relevant as the body language that you have and the tone that you're using to pass across this message. So when in communication, the person that you are speaking with, right, gauges your body language and your tone, and it doesn't match with the words you speak, they will not believe those words. Rather, they will tilt towards believing what your body language and tone is communicating. That's why you cannot tell somebody, I'm so happy, I'm really so happy, and then you are crying, right? Do you really think the person will believe that you're happy? Your body language says differently. So that person cannot believe you. So you need to watch your body language and your tone while you are communicating. I don't know if this is effective for you. Have you learned something today?
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have.
Okay, please. If you have a question, just let me know at any point. Okay. All right. So how do you improve your non-verbal communication? How do you improve your non-verbal communication? First of all, you need to be self-aware. You need to be self-aware. Know how you know your hand movements, the way your face, the way you speak, right? The way your expressions are when you're having conversations. Ask somebody else to tell you, right? How do I communicate? Sometimes you may not know, right? You can get feedback from others. So if you're not aware of these non-verbal cues that you're unconsciously giving out, right? You will not know how to cope, how to copy it, right? So I have somebody that what's the word? If she comes out to speak in front of people, it's not because she's nervous, though, but she just has this she unconsciously drags whatever it is she's wearing down. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a skirt or whether it's a gown or whether it's a trouser, okay? So just unconsciously, see her unconsciously pushing it downwards, right? She's communicating something, but she doesn't know that. It's unconscious, right? Until someone pointed this thing out to her. So when she's having an event or something, speaking with people, right? And she's doing that, it simply tells the other person that you're not comfortable. You're nervous because you're fidgeting, but that's actually not true. So first of all, we need to be very, very concerned about the way we communicate non-verbally. All right? So pay attention to how you use your body when you're talking or listening to somebody. You can be seated maybe in a classroom or wherever it is, and you're folding your arms. You're listening to that person. You're listening to someone. Someone might think that you're not actually, it actually shows something different, indicates something different. It indicates that you're maybe not open or honest to in that communication at that particular point in time. You're staring at the floor. What do you think is actually communicating to the other person that is watching you? So you need to be very careful. So frequent but not continuous eye contact, nods and relaxed posture convey your openness and approachability. When you fold your arms across your chest, you stay at the floor, or refuse to make contact, it might indicate that you're not open. It might indicate that you're not honest. It might indicate that you're not paying attention. You're shifting from foot to foot. You're sitting down, no, but one minute you're just shifting your leg. It shows that you are tired of whatever conversation is going on, right? You're giving out cues to the speaker, to the person is speaking. And as a good public speaker, that person might just know that, okay, I think it's time, I should just end it here. She's no more paying attention. She's getting antsy, all right? So these are things that you should actively look out for. All right, so I have a little exercise for us to do here. So I have a picture on the screen of various people in different postures and all. So I just want like 2 or 3 people to just analyze these postures and tell me what you see. What is they communicating to you? I'll just unmute yourself and say something. Tell me what's the first person, second person, third, fourth, or whoever it is you can identify what they're communicating to you.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So the picture said that they are very tired, restless. They are not ready to listen to anyone. All of them. The way I look all of them, they are not ready to listen. They are very tired. Maybe the way I see them, maybe they are in an exam or an interview. They are just weak. Maybe coming from far places. They are very tired. Look stressed and tired. Most of them. That's the way I see them.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Any other person?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
So what I see, the first person is distracted with his phone. Then the second person looks fed up. So she's just there, just fed up of whatever is going on. Then the third person is just playing, looking around, looking up, using whatever she's holding to just play around. Then the fourth person is sleeping. Practically is gone. Person is gone already, like dozing. He has dozed off. Then the fifth person is absent-minded, like his mind has gone. He's thinking and he's really deep in his thoughts.
All right, thank you, Luadara. Thank you very much. Who else wants to try? No other person wants to try.
Can I say something?
Hassan, yeah?
Okay. What I want to say is that even the way you are looking at each of them, you can see that they are not even ready to listen to anybody. From their body language, the way they all sit down, the way they all look, you will see that they are not ready to listen to anybody, even ready at all. That's why you said 55% about body language take a larger way of communication. So from their body language, their gesture, you have seen that these people are not even ready to listen to anything. They are tired. Each of them are thinking one way or the other. That's the way I see it now.
Okay, thank you very much, Hassan. So who disagrees with what everybody said and thinks differently? Like you think differently. That what's the posture that is like showing here is quite. You don't think it all shows that it's they're tired. You think differently, you can actually come on board and let's hear you. Any other person? Any other person?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Solomon.
No objection. Just from the pictures, all of them are absent-minded, doing different things. They are not focused.
Okay. All right, thank you. However, I'm going to disagree with you. I'll disagree with you all, right? Yes, I believe the majority of them are distracted. Majority of them are tired. Their minds are elsewhere, but not all of them. That's where I disagree with you, right? The first person is quite tired. I can see him rubbing his neck. and he's not sitting up, right? Not sitting upright. The sister with the rib gene is, her thoughts is far, far away, right? Her mind has left the place. However, the lady in the middle, right, with the jacket and fanning herself, she's uncomfortable. Maybe there's heat in the environment, yeah. But I think that she's in deep thoughts, maybe rehearsing what she's going to say when she goes in for her interview. Right? You can disagree with me, right? After now, but that's what is communicating to me. You can see her face is raised up, right? She's uncomfortable here with trying to, fan herself and all. But I think she's in deep thought, and it looks like a very serious thought around what she's going to do next. Uncle with the purple shirt is gone. He's on his phone. Maybe he's on social media or something. I doesn't even care what's going on around here. While the guy with the striped shirt is looking around, distracted. So that's my own opinion about those pictures. Who agrees with me or who disagrees with me? Is there anyone that disagrees with me?
Actually, from what you just said, you are looking at the lady at the middle. She looks like someone in deep thought too. The lady at the middle.
Yeah.
We can look like someone in deep thought, thinking like, okay, let me just hear it. Let me just hear it. I go with that. I go with that.
All right. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you. Thank you, Felua. Felua says, I agree with you. Bon says, I agree. Hassan says, I agree. Chukwebuka Ine, I agree. Okay, amazing. All right, so now, how do you learn to read non-verbal cues? Study the eyes. Is the person looking at you? Where is the person's eyes looking at? What's he more interested in, right? Study the eyes, gaze at the person's face. See if the person is mirroring you. Usually we believe that if you're having a conversation with someone and the person is doing or consciously doing what you're doing, taking your posture, it means that person is actively listening. Observe the head movements. Okay? Look at the other person's feet. Is the person, fidgeting? Is he busy carrying up his leg and throwing it about, like, you understand? No. Watch the person's hand signal. That way you can tailor your communication the best way. Imagine if you are maybe a business person, you want to go and propose something to someone, right? And you're not observing the cues that person is giving you. You will lose your audience. You will lose the proposal before you started. Before you even start, rather. So it's always important to tailor your communication based on the person's feedback, the person's cues, the person's verbal cues, the person's body language and tone. You will know when to come in strongly and when to just be a bit mild, bring a little joke here and there, a little comic relief, right? The only way you can know that is through the verbal communication or non-verbal communication of your audience, right? So another aspect of communication we want to look at is listening. Listening is key to all effective communication. First, I want to ask you a question. What is the difference between listening and hearing?
Can I speak?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you. When we are listening, our attention. The other one is what? The other one is unhearing. Yes, unhearing. So you can hear, but you don't listen. That means when you hear, it's only a sound that comes to you, just like a sound. It's a sound. But when you are listening, your attention is there. You are trying to grab what is actually communicated. But when you are hearing a sound, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. Any other person wants to add?
Oh, actually,
Okay.
Lookman, please let me hear you.
okay. So when you're talking about listening, like listening is when you have this, your heart and your feelings is there. Like you pay attention to what the person is saying. That means you comprehend what the person is actually saying. But yeah, you can just hear, but you might not comprehend it. Your mind might not be there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Lookman. Who's the other person I want to say something?
Okay. Good afternoon. I don't know, I might be
Yeah,
wrong. I feel it's the other way around. When you're listening, you're hearing a sound sort of, but you're not really paying attention. But when you're hearing, it means that you're actually listening to what that person is saying and you're comprehending what the person is saying. That's what I feel.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for that amazing feedback. I really do appreciate. So let's actually see what listening is. Okay. Listening is a psychological process that requires focus. Listening means paying attention to not only what is being said, but how the information is told, the use of language and voice, and how the other person uses his or her body. So that's to tell you that listening requires focus. Hearing is passive. Listening is active, hearing is passive. So most of you might be listening to what I'm saying right now because you are more focused on what I'm saying. But you cannot tell me you are not hearing what is going on in your background. Do you understand? There might be some kind of sound where I am right now. You're hearing it, but you can hear the other sound in my background. Do you understand? You might be on the road, you're speaking to someone on the phone, you're paying more attention to what the person is saying on the phone, right? But you're also hearing the sounds of car pass. So listening requires focus, while hearing is just passive. I don't even able to extend that to your understanding. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
We get it. Yeah, we understand.
All right. So without the ability to listen effectively, you will notice that messages are easily misunderstood, communication will break down, and the sender of the message can easily become frustrated. So you don't only listen with your ears, you also listen with your eyes. Are you aware? That's what my definition is saying. There's a part that says that listening means paying attention to not only what is being said, but how the information is told, the use of language and voice, and how the other person uses his or her body. So you don't only use the ear to listen. So I know that's something different that you're getting. So like I said, while you're speaking to someone, you are listening for other things. Not only with your ear, you're watching with your eyes. Right? So listening is psychological. It's a complete process that requires what? Focus. Do you understand me? All right. So let's look at what it takes to be an active listener. To be an active listener, you need to focus fully on the speaker. Avoid interrupting or redirecting. I hate this so much. Someone is speaking with you, talking about A with you. You will come from nowhere and bring B into the matter. Right? It simply shows that whatever that person is saying is irrelevant, that you are not paying attention. So courtesy demands that you let the person finish his or her own thoughts, let that conversation end before you bring a change of topic. So as a good listener, you need to avoid interrupting or redirecting. What the other person says also matters, even when that person is not making sense. It's always important to make sure that you feel the other person you're speaking with feels valued. These are very essential things you need to do when communicating with a potential customer or an existing customer, making them feel valued. When communicating with your higher-ups in the workplace, right? Another thing, avoid seeming judgmental. Be open to whatever conversation they are saying. Do not judge. There's a way that you can actually come up with your own opinion, different from what the person is saying. And the person doesn't feel judged, or the person doesn't feel like doesn't feel undervalued, right? So say, okay, yeah, what you're saying is right, even when the person is all correct. Do you understand? You don't bring down the person just because of the fact that you're not a good communicator. So an effective communicator is a good listener. Show interest in what that person is saying. Create a safe environment for that conversation to thrive. If you don't create a safe environment, at a point, the person will just stop talking to you. I say, there's no point even saying the best, talking to him or her. She will not listen to me. Or let's put it this way: you have a superior at work who always tries to show you one or two things that give feedback to the work you're doing. And then you always come across as arguing with him over whatever he's showing you. At the point, he will let you be, because he believes that no matter what you say, you don't want to improve, right? At the end of the day, you end up being sacked or left redundant, and then while your colleagues are growing, but because of the fact that you're not open to learning, you're sidelined. So these are things that you need to watch out for. Make the speaker feel heard and understood. I've already explained that previously. So 7 tips to become a better listener. Actively listen and be empathetic to others' views and concerns. Welcome the opportunity to hear competing points of view. You're not always right, okay? Welcome the opportunity, okay? Don't take criticism personally, and practice what you preach. Solicit feedback, get feedback from others on how you can improve, right? Take the time to interpret and understand the context of motives for and reasoning in received communications. Ask yourself, what is the person's motive? Understand the person's motive first. You're not sure about something, instead of you flaring up, ask for clarification to ensure that what the person is saying is not different from what you heard. All right, right? Or you might getting angry over because you misunderstood what the person is saying. So always take time to interpret and understand the context of motives for and reasoning in received communications. Why did the person say this? All right. This also brings to mind what is known as emotional intelligence. Okay. Seek further information to clarify ambiguity. Seek further information. You're not sure. The information has so many interpretations. Then you have to reach out to the speaker or the sender to ensure that you heard correctly. To ensure that you actually heard correctly. Now, I want to actually mention this again. A good communicator will never encode a message in ambiguity. What do I mean? A good communicator will be able to communicate his message across to somebody without the person being confused about what he or she means. So you have to be an effective communicator. You need to try to ensure that you send out information that doesn't require too much clarification. Make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Whatever question you think that person will ask you, the answers are embedded in that particular information you're sending out. That's what makes you a good communicator. Remember to pause and let others finish what they have to say before you respond. Respond promptly to others' communication. Don't wait till someone sent an email today You wait for next 2 days before you reply, right? Always ensure that you respond promptly to others' communication. Some of us that have social media platforms, right? Maybe that's where our businesses are, right? Ensure that you respond promptly to your customers. The same also applies in the business world, in the professional world as well. All right, let's say the corporate world. Okay, the 7 C's of communication. My time is up or almost up. Let's see how we can run through this. We still have quite a number of slides, but we'll just do what we can. The 7 C's of communication. Clarity. I've spoken about not allowing ambiguity, right? Strive for clarity when communicating. It reduces assumptions and misconceptions on the part of the recipient. It must also follow your message you're passing across must follow a logical sequence so that your audience do not lose track of what you're saying. Don't start from the middle, start from the beginning. Okay? You should follow a logical process so the person can understand what it is you're driving at. Conciseness, please go straight to the point. You don't have to cross 7 seas and 7 oceans before you get to the information you want to give. For someone who has a short attention span, by the time you arrive at your destination, I'm so sorry, we are gone. Do you get? So ensure you go straight to the point. Avoid any form of repetition and unnecessary words. I'm so sorry, I'm going to bring this to our spiritual world. Imagine when your pastor has finished preaching his message, or maybe the message is quite long and you start getting hope, but when it's starts going to get to close. And maybe what he's doing is that he's recapping what he has already said, right? Apologies, but I'm just trying to bring this in to just understand what I mean by conciseness. You will notice that a lot of people might be sleeping or they can't wait, their mind is off. So ensure that your messages are straight to the point, short, short, and simple. Okay? Credible. Never you pass across a message that you're not sure of. Facts and figures are very important. Ensure that your messages are supported by real facts and figures. Maybe we have bloggers here. Don't pass across fake news. You have maybe you're working in a corporate world and maybe a client is actually asking for clarification about something. Instead of you to go and send an email that you're not sure, please make sure you get your facts correct. So a good communicator should be able to pass across credible messages. That's why they'll say, this will never lie. So, this person is very reliable. If it stays like this is how it is. That's what makes you a good communicator. Completeness. Ensure that your message has all the important information that will enable the receiver to respond or take necessary actions. I'll talk about this. To eliminate assumption and save the back and forth, right? The next one is correctness. Your information must be free of every grammatical errors. And ensure that your audience has the capacity to understand the terms you use. Don't go and speak to a farmer in Ikorodu, right? That has a farm in Ikorodu and maybe that has not gone to school. You'll be using jargons on the person. That doesn't make you a good communicator. I repeat what I said earlier. The fact that you know how to speak English, you went to school, you're learning. The fact that you can speak all the grammars in the dictionary does not make you a good communicator. A good communicator knows his audience and tailors his communication based on the level of understanding of his audience. I know the class of people I came to speak with today, and I tailored this discourse, right, to you, so it can be relevant to you. If tomorrow I'm speaking to digital skills trainees, I will not, pass this message I'm passing across like this. There'll be a difference. If I'm speaking to an audience made of only entrepreneurs, this particular discourse is going to be very different. So like I said, a good communicator knows his audience and tailors his communication to the audience. Cautiousness. Your message should be polite, professional, and considerate at all times. That's how you can be very angry, right? But the way you are passing across your message, nobody's offended. They just know this person has a lot of emotional intelligence. You should be professional at all times. You should be polite and considerate. If you're speaking to somebody older than you should know the choice of words to use. Ask yourself, am I being appropriate? Is this message I'm passing across inappropriate or something? Ask yourself that. So you need to be cautious about your the information that you're speaking or you're giving across rather. Take into account your audience's culture, background, point of view, mindset, and educational level. Concreteness. Your message must have elements that will capture the attention of your audience. It must contain explanation where necessary and specific facts and figures. I believe you had come into this class and it was boring for you. I don't know if it's boring actually, I don't know. But if you came into this class and maybe you're not listening, you're not paying attention, sorry, this class is not relevant to you, you would have left. So ensure that your message is encoded in such a way that the audiences of your audience is actually captured, right? So let's just do a recap of the 7 C's of communication. Number 1 is what? Clarity, conciseness, credible, completeness, correctness, cautiousness, and concreteness. So let's do a little exercise based on the 7 C's. So we have 2 adverts here on the screen. You will have to unmute your mic and speak and let us know your thoughts. So we have the first one which says that the Solex body cream is the best cream in the whole wide world. It is available in all our sales outlets. B says, Solex body cream is rich in vitamins and nutrients, formulated for healthy skin using alpha-arbutin, collagen, cucumber seed extract, vitamin E, olive oil, jojoba oil, and natural extract. It removes stretch marks, pimples, dark spots, pregnancy scars, repairs bleached skin, and so many other skin imperfections, giving you a smooth and tender skin texture. It is available in all our sales outlets for an affordable price. So now the question now is, which of these adverts would you go for and why? Please raise your hand if you want to share with us. Okay, I can see Jude on my record. Okay, let's hear from you. Jude. Jude, let's hear from you. Which of these ads would you go for and why? Jude, are you with us?
Can I go?
Khadija, please do.
Okay. So I'll go for option B because
Why?
it's giving, but it's telling me the benefits of the
Khadija, we can't hear you.
size.
You lost you at some
I
point,
don't know if you
Khadija.
understand, but the other one is just like it's not giving enough context.
Okay. It's not giving enough context. Thank you, Khadija. Abide. Temitope.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll be going for option B in the sense that the information was well tailored, like the benefits I'm going to get from buying the products. It was well detailed information. The information was as like even without buying it, already seeing all these things on the body, I know that this is the function of. Then that one is straightforward. It does not even give me what I'm going to gain from buying the product, but the B is okay for me to buy the product because I'll see the benefits of the product, what I'm going to, and so I'm going for option B.
All right, thank you, Abidjan. Joy?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you. So,
Yes,
I'll go for option B because
option B.
option A is for speculations because it is not detailed. B is quite very clear. So it contains all the 7 C's of communication. So they give you reasons why you should buy their products. They tell you everything it contains, which is clarity. It has complete information as to where you get it. You understand? So they are cultures too. Unlike A that said they are the best cream in the whole world, option B is giving you something that you know all the details and you're not it is clear. There's clarity in it. There is no room for ambiguity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy. So sorry for whose hands are raised. Maybe we can try the next activity. Time is not on our side, so we can just round up as soon as possible. Okay?
Hello.
We have a group activity. Hey, Michael, because of time, maybe you can attempt this other activity, right? Just because of time. So there's a group activity here. Let's
Okay.
make a critical look at the messages in the next slide and analyze them based on the 7 C's of communication that you've learned. So the first message, we have email 1 and email 2. Hi, Thelma. I think we need to talk about CSR campaign. I mean the one which we need to do as a quarterly exercise. I think it is a great way of enhancing our brand image. Basically, it would just be a visit to an orphanage, but we can sort of do other things too. For instance, we could take the kids out for a short trip to a nearby park or zoo. Let us sit and talk tomorrow. Regards, Michael. Email 2. Hi, Thelma. I need to discuss the quarterly CSR campaign with you. Let us take the kids out this time to a nearby park or zoo instead of just visiting them. This will help enhance our brand image. We'll talk in detail tomorrow. Regards, Michael. Now compare the 2 messages above. Which of them would you prefer and why? Please let your response be based on the 7 C's of communication. If you want to say something, please raise up your hands, and then I'll give you an opportunity to speak. All right, thank you. For the first person, Mariam Shitu, let's hear you.
Okay, so I would prefer the second email because it's kind of concise, there's conciseness. And since we'll be meeting tomorrow, since Michael will be meeting Thelma tomorrow for more details. So, but the first email is already talking about everything about what they'll be discussing the following day. So that's what I think.
Okay. All right, thank you so much, Mariam. Any other person? Joy, yeah?
Okay, for me, I'll go for the first one. Reasons being that, well, you said we should relate it to what we've discussed about the 7 C's of communication. One, there is clarity, like Michael is reminding Thelma about maybe what they've already discussed before. That's the CSR campaign. And maybe they might have even decided on what they were going to do, like visiting the orphanage. But this time, Michael is trying to let her know that they need to do something else that would make their brand even more, that will enhance it. So Michael gave a clear message, even though we might think it is too detailed, but it was concise. It was not missing word about his opinion about what they were going to do. Then he gave details, like why are we doing it, the credibility aspect of it. Then in his own message, just not leave any space for about what they were going to do or discuss, which is completeness in message. It was correct. Then cautiousness, like let us talk tomorrow. It's not like I'm saying, okay, this is what we are going to do, we must do it. So he was cautious in his message, and his message was concrete. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy. Appreciate that. Any other person? Okay. Guess no other contributors. Or do we have any? Okay, let's move on.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for the first message. Reason why is because if you check the two mail, you will see that the first message is talking about what they want to do about their brand, and the guy goes straight to the point. He wasn't mixing the talk about the brand with another activities they want to do, in which they will take the kids to the orphanage home. But the second one is just mixing another information with the other. Is not talking about the communication in the concise manner that the listener will understand. But that first one is talking about their brand, how to promote their brand. Is even talking about how they can do it quarterly as a quarterly exercise manner. And he's also saying that it's a great way of enhancing their brand image. Before he now talk about how to take them to their orphanage home. Unlike that second one, is not a really concise email. It's just missing from another message to another one. So that's the way I think it. Yeah.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, everybody, for contributing. Thank you. So I feel like both emails work. It all depends on what the person is trying to do, right? But like I said, I would prefer, like they said, I would prefer email one because there's a clear direction. There's clarity, dots all the I's and dots and crosses all the T's as regards to the 7 C's of communication. There is no form of ambiguity. Michael clearly has a clear direction of what he wants. There is no, he knows what he wants. He has given options, right? And there's even room for us to even discuss more about it, which means that these ideas are not set in stone. We can actually discuss more about it. Rather, the email two just says, oh, let's go to take the kids to the nearby park or zoo instead of just visiting them. That's right. It will help us enhance our brand image. What do you think? How do we do it? How do we go about it? So maybe when he sends this email to, maybe he wants Thelma to go think about it. Think about how this can work for both of them, how it can enhance their brand image and come up with suggestions when they actually meet. Or he wants to also think about it in depth and then come up with something. So it all depends on what they're trying to pass across at the time. So for the 7 C's of communication, we'll go with email one. Right? Do we disagree or agree with me? You have something different? You don't think that's true? Please feel free to disagree with me. Nobody disagrees. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have the last exercise we do here. Thank you, Bond. Thank you, Felua. All right. Hi, Micah. I really do not appreciate how your IT team ignores the request of my team. My team plays an important role in this organization too. and we have our own IT requirements. Can you ensure that your team responds promptly to my team's request hereon? Regards, Adiola. How would you describe this message? Disrespectful, condescending, judgmental, all of this. Question 3. Imagine you were Micah, the head of the IT department in XYZ Next Limited, and this email was sent to you. How would you respond? What do you think the email would have done, the writer would have done differently? Over to you. This should be a discussion class. Let's hear you. You've seen the email. What do you think about the email? Do you think it's disrespectful? Do you think it's condescending? Do you think it's judgmental, or it's all of the above? And if you were Micah, how would you respond to this email? And what do you think the writer should have done differently? Yes, Joy?
Okay, thank you, Ma. So I think the writer was disrespectful, condescending, and judgmental. So if I were Micah, I would probably want to understand why Adiola feels the way she feels and why she sent such a message. Because, like she said, we're supposed to be a team, and so if there is something that has gone wrongly with maybe the way we've been handling a request and all that, she could have expressed herself more respectfully and point exactly in what area we've not attended to her properly. You understand? So yes, so I would, if I were Micah, I would ask that she makes herself a little bit more clear so that we'll know, because she can't say we've done 0%. So I would like her to tell me exactly in what area that she feels this way. And I think for the writer, what she could have done was to express her displeasure in a way that Micah would not feel disrespected and judged. Like, it's, in fact, Adiola made it look like Micah and the team was doing nothing. Maybe they were wasting the entire time of both team members. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I can see Michael's hand. Let's hear you. Michael, let's hear you. Michael, are you with us? Hi, Michael. All right, Elizabeth. Lizzie, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
You're muted, Lizzie. You're sounding very muffled.
Okay.
Let's get your feedback. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I said personally, from the perspective of the writer, looking from his own point of view, he was talking from maybe a point of dissatisfaction. And well, for me, I don't think his letter was disrespectful, but I'll say it's a bit condescending and judgmental, being that he just jumped into conclusion without getting to understand why his request has been ignored or was ignored. So maybe for him, he would have put it in a more better or polite form, like trying to voice out his displeasure. Would have put it in a more polite form instead of just telling me that, oh, we also have things that we are doing. He would have put it in a better way instead of making it look judgmental and condescending. So I don't think it's disrespectful, but I would say it's a bit condescending and judgmental.
All right, thank you. So how would you have responded if you were Micah?
If I were Micah, how would I have responded? I would have responded.
Would you have gotten angry? What kind of email is this one? How dare you send it to me?
Well, if I were to be Micah, I wouldn't get angry, because getting angry is only just going to stir up something that a kind of fire that wasn't there before. So I would actually first of all apologize and explain to the person why his request has been ignored. Explain the reason behind why his request was ignored.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. Michael, can you speak now? Okay, Michael's hands are down. Hassan. Hassan, let's hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, from the mail, I think the message is somehow, I would say is all of the above. The reason why I said all of the above is that even is a corporate organization, the way Adeola write the mail, sorry, my battery is low. The way Adeola write the mail to Mika looks somehow. It's not really professional, and it's not write it in a polite way where you'll be able to understand it. Even Adeola was being judgmental because he didn't go straight to the point. He was not talking about what the team do before, what the team do. They did not do the right thing in a right manner. He's just going to the conclusion like this, because even in a corporate environment or organization, you can't write anyhow email like this. That's why there are work etiquette in an organization when you are writing an email. So I feel this email, the way you write this email is not very okay like that. That's why I said it's all of the above. It sounds disrespectful, condescending, and judgmental. Okay, that question too, where you said, imagine you were Mika, the head of IT department in XYZ Limited, and this email was sent to you. How will you respond? And what do you think the writer would have done differently? For me, if I'm the one, I won't get annoyed. I'll have to call Adeola 101 and ask her so she can show me what their team do, the process, everything involved. And the writer would have write it in a polite manner and write the method, the techniques, the process in which their team all the method, the roles they play in the organization for the requirements. That's the way I think about it, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. Amazing responses to all you all. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, to me, I feel like this message was judgmental, right? And disrespectful too. Just more, I didn't think it was condescending. I didn't think Adela was looking down on Mike or anything. Right. I think that just disrespectful and just judgmental. She served as a judge and jury. She heard the case and decided the case on her own without even finding out, Micah, could you tell me why or maybe you just say something like, hi Micah, I noticed that our requests are being ignored. Requests are being ignored. Could you please attend to us? Or is there a reason why this is happening? You sent an inquiry, right? That's what is expected from Mike Adiola. But no, she sent as a judge and the jury. I really do not appreciate how your IT team ignores the request of my team alone. My team plays an important role in this organization too. We have our own IT requirements. Can you ensure that your team responds promptly to my team's request here on? That question could have been done, this email could have been done better. Okay. And if I were Micah, this is what I would have done. I would have just said, hi, Adiola. Emotional intelligence is very, very important. Hi, Adiola, thank you for your feedback. My team will really look into it and I'll definitely reach out. Okay. then what Micah does, because we are a team and we'll definitely be working for a long time, to ensure that there's no rift, please go down and ensure that they are, so sorry about the noise. Just tell them, please, you after the email, go down and ensure that their requests are also attended to. You might never know, maybe she's going through some kind of frustration, or let's say so she's having what's the word again? Some kind of frustration, or she's having multiple deadlines that she's not able to keep up with because of the IT issues that they're having. So sometimes people can just, explode that way. So if you're emotionally intelligent, you should know how to actually answer this email. So sorry, I've gotten a bit distracted by the sound. However, thank you so much. Because of time, we will end here. I just believe that this class was not a waste of time for you. That you're not that those 25 people, 10 people that just came on the call to send attendance and left, right? But if this was relevant to you, please ensure that you pick up action plans from this course going forward and ensure that you look at improving your communication skills henceforth. I'd like to hear lots of testimonials of how this course has helped you. All right? Do have a lovely day. Sign out. If you have questions, please go ahead and ask. Any question? All right, as if there's no question, you try to understand. Thank you, everyone. I can see. Thank you. Good afternoon.
All right,
I
have a question. Yeah, attendance sheet.
Okay. What's the question?
My question is it okay to maybe after sending an email, like a follow-up email to a prospective employer, is it okay, like a follow-up email?
Well, not in all cases. It's okay to send a follow-up email. Maybe you want to know the status of your application. Please go ahead and do so. You never know. Maybe because you reached out, you might actually get a spot. Does that answer your question?
Yes,
Hello?
thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Do have a lovely...
The slide.
All right.